Hello everyone, it's Kavita from Red Door Yoga. Thank you for joining me online for the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series. Today I wanted to talk to you about the devil you know. Okay, so most of you, if not all of you, have probably heard that phrase, the devil you know. Okay, and the total phrase is better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about that is it's actually a story from a long time ago now, when I was in high school. So I've always been that kid who likes to learn. And so when I was in high school, I would go to the library frequently. And so after school, every day I'd go to the library and I would just look for things that I thought were interesting to take out to borrow from the library. They could be books, they could be CDs, and they also had cassette tapes. Okay, because it was a little while back. So they had tapes. And I remember on one particular day, I'd gone to the library and I just kind of looked around going, well, what do I want to borrow from the library today? And I ended up in the tape section, the cassette tape section. And so it was, on this little turnstile, and I turned around the cassette tapes looking for, the different topics and what have you. And then I ended up stopping on this particular cassette tape, and it was Making Better Decisions. And I thought, I'll borrow that one. So I took that one home. And I listened to it, and I will tell you that I don't remember most of it, but I do remember one thing that stuck with me in that moment and has stuck with me my entire life, which is why I'm using it as a teaching tool right now. The gentleman on the tape said, people don't make better decisions because they are afraid of the unknown. And effectively, he was saying, if you're in a relationship, as an example, that is not working for you, a lot of people will stay in that relationship because at least, they know they don't like it. They know it's not working for them, but at least they know it. What they're afraid of is that if they leave that relationship, they don't know what else is coming. And so the phrase, the devil you know, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Well, as I was growing up, some of you know that I'm an artist as well. And as I was growing up, and I continued to make art, I'm a painter, I learned a very important lesson from my art. What it was as I was painting, especially as I wasn't yet what I would consider to be a mature painter, I therefore lacked confidence in my abilities. So as I was painting, I would sometimes produce parts of a painting that I really liked, and I felt that they were kind of accidental, okay, because I didn't really feel in control of my artistic process yet. And so I would go along and I knew there were parts of that painting that really weren't working, but there were these, this beautiful spot right here in the painting. And I would sometimes get so afraid of losing that beautiful piece that I would not eventually address the parts of the painting that wasn't working, because I was afraid that if I tried to address the stuff that wasn't working, I might lose the stuff that I loved. Now, the lesson that I learned from this, as I did this a few times, is that if I didn't risk that one little spot that I loved in order to fix the thing that I knew was problematic for me, I realized that I pretty much would always find that piece problematic for me. And as a result, it wouldn't ever be what it could be, and it would never quite bring me joy. There was just a consistent lesson that came up through my paintings. And I really started to see how that pertained to life. That all of us have things that we like. Let's go back to that idea of you being in a relationship that's not working. There may be things in that relationship that you like. That's the little spot in the painting that you're like, oh, that's kind of working there, right? But you know that there are fundamental things that are not right, that don't bring you joy, that possibly harm you in a relationship. And if you are too afraid to lose that little piece, you will never be able to truly be happy and truly be fulfilled within your relationship. This doesn't just, pertain to relationships. It's any experience. The job that you have, your relationship with yourself. Self-mastery is about kind of stepping up to your standards and realizing where you're falling short of what you value, not anybody else, but you're falling short of what you value because you're not putting your attention and effort and purpose into that area. Self-mastery requires work. Believe me, it gives so much back to you. Okay? It requires self-honesty. It requires courage. It really, really requires courage. It requires the courage to face down the devil you don't know. Okay? It requires the self-honesty to realize that what you've been doing isn't working for you. That's the devil you know. You know your patterns, you know your behaviors, you know your tendencies, you know the ways in which you lose your temper too many times too easily, the way in which you fall into depression too easily, the way in which your ego gets bent out of shape, you get defensive and aggressive, whatever it is, too easily. You know that. That's the devil you know. The devil you don't know is who you're going to be as you become self-mastered. And that terrifies some people. Some people are incredibly anxious about the more powerful version of themselves, the more fulfilled version of themselves, the one who doesn't get as easily pushed around. That's actually scarier to them because that's the devil they don't know. And I really want to encourage you to make better decisions. I really want to encourage you to be brave enough to face the unknown. It is so worth it. Face the unknown. I hope this was helpful, everyone. And in September, mid-September-ish, I am actually going to be opening the doors to my self-mastery program. I only open the doors once a year, so that's going to happen in September. The doors will be open for 4 days, and then they close again for another year. So if you would like to check out the program, if you'd like to join us in the Masterful Path, I would like you to go to www.themasterfulpath.com and join the waitlist. I would like you to do that soon so that you don't miss the door opening because, as I said, it's only open for 4 days, and once I close it, I won't take in new mentees for another year. And that's because, if the doors are open, I'm there making sure that you have your questions answered, that you're being taken care of. But my main focus is to work with my mentees and to guide them along the path of self-mastery using yoga philosophy, as we've been discussing in the many sutras. So the doors will only be open for 4 days, so that I can spend, after that, I can spend the year focusing on the mentees. So please do join us. Go to themasterfulpath.com, join the waitlist, and we'll see you online very, very soon. Namaste.